All right, well, folks, welcome back. Rudy with Alpha Investments. For those of you who like to look at old Magic cards in collections and things, I have about 15 of these type of videos now filmed. I'm going to release one per week. Okay, so we got this one right here, pretty new here. What's even the date? April 9th. So we got this collection here. This is going to be a really, really, really cool one here. So I just verified which collection this was, opened it up. And now we're going to go through it together and do a preliminary kind of scan through everything. And from a gentleman named Jeremy. Rudy, times are tough. It's hard to let the cards go, but it is what it is, sir. I started playing Magic back in 1994 when I was only 7. Yeah, the 90s were something else, everybody. They really were. Can't downplay that. Family traveled all over the place during the summer, and Magic helped pass the time on long trips. Even my parents were playing at one point. Man, I wish I could get my parents always thought it was dumb. They would not respect it. Always irritated me. Some of the cards I opened personally back in the day, some are newer. I hope you enjoy the cards. I appreciate that, Jeremy. And this is what we got here, folks. Just a small little, kind of a fancy schmancy high-end. Is that a yen? So we got just a small little collection here. Good old Beckett. And we got ourselves a Cradle, a 9.5 Cradle here. With some subgrades, whatever. It's just looks like a packed fresh Cradle. Very nice there. Very nice looking card. And we got ourselves the nice little, wow, it's a really nice deck box. I never paid much attention to all the accessories and everything, but boy, some of these things I get in these, is there anything else hiding in here? Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, just double checking. Nothing worse than leaving a Lotus at the bottom of the box. I'm kidding. All right, folks, but today we're going to go through a bunch of cards, kind of talk about what's going on. Everybody relax. Let's all look at some cool stuff. I love that suede thing. That's a nice box. Yeah. If I reviewed and was really concerned about accessories, I would actually put more time to that, but that is really nice. Okay, so we got a nice little stack of cards here. I don't know if there's any particular order of anything. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we got, basic land. Okay, all kinds of stuff. Urzas. Okay, all kinds. Duels. Any particular order? Okay, we got a lot of high-end stuff here. Okay, very nice collection here. This is probably going to be a solid $5,000+ collection. Let's take a look. Let's see if I can guess kind of as we go through it. All right, so what we got here? We got some. Let's start at the top here. So we got ourselves one of Rudy's fave from Exodus. We got the old Mind Over Matter. Very cool card. Always underappreciated. God, I used to play a deck. I used to build a deck around this when I was in I think my freshman year of college or senior high school era. Man, I used to have so much fun with that card. All right, so you got the old reoccurring. Again, Exodus, Epic Set Survival, Epic. Absolutely great Exodus cards. Goblin Wizard, one of the still surprisingly pretty cheap cards for the Dark. One of the best cards in the set. I'll do a little set sorting as we go. So we got Exodus. We got the Dark. Some Preacher action, the Dark. All right, so we got 2 Alliances cards. Okay. All right, so we got some Arabian Nights action here. We'll just kind of jump around here. So we got some Arabian Nights Fish Liver, Life Chisel, little Antiquities. So we'll set sort these as we go. So we got the Dark. Let's see here. Arabians, Legends, Antiquities. The 4 Horsemen right there, everybody. There we go. Arabians, Legends, Antiquities, and the Dark. Rudy's 4 Horsemen. I absolutely love it. So let's get these basic, very nice Antiquities. And we got some unlimited, common, uncommons. Nothing crazy there. Basic lands. Why'd you send the basic lands, Jeremy? That's kind of a weird. Like the basic lands is like, really? What's the deal with the basic lands? All right. So we got some high-end goodies right here. We have 3 pieces of power. Probably the highlight of this video. I feel like that alone would be the thumbnail, huh? I don't know, make some crazy thing like this for the thumbnail. How about that? Some craziness. All right, there's a thumbnail. So first things first, when we go to these big things, we need to take these out. Oh, very nice double sleeve cards. Okay. And ooh, the perfect fit's not even overly tight to damage the card. So let's verify authenticity. Damage on the surface. Looks pretty clean on the front. Sorry, I know you guys can't see the edges, but I can see them. No inking on the edges. Looks nice and clean. Back. Any roller marks? What are we looking at? So we got some surface, a little bit of wear. Very nice light play card. A little bit of wear on the edges there. A little bit of little dinks and little dings and everything. Not bad. Very, very nice. I'm going to leave you just in one sleeve there, just so Rudy doesn't spit or get saliva or freak everybody out. So, very nice piece of power there, Jeremy. Very nice. No damage, no inking, nothing shady. Very, very nice, sir. Let's check out this pearl. What do we got here? Very clean. God, that front. Look at the eye appeal of that on the front. Absolutely stunning. Look at the colors on that. Beautifully centered, clean white crisp. Is this going to be a near mint gradable one? This is, I mean, to me, looking at that, that's a gradable card. Surface. That's very nice. A little spot there. Very nice. Back. Oh, well, never mind. No gradable. I got too excited too quick. We got a little, so we got some little nicks and dings. Still very good. Man, this is nice condition. Definitely a very, very nice light play pearl here. Very clean. No inking. Nothing going on. Very nice. Okay. Stunning. 2 for 2. That's the first thing I always do is I go to these, the most vulnerable and the most counterfeited, the most faked, the most proxy, and I always want to check these. You know, Time Twister, I think we should take a second and just discuss this. Time Twister is got to be one of the wildest stories of the Power 9 that's never appreciated or really discussed. This was always the cheapest Power 9 card. Like, this was the 9th card of the Power 9. Time Twister was always deemed, like, I don't know, the stepsister, the weak card, the outlier. Time Twister was never as expensive as like the Moxons or the Lotus or the Recall or anything. But then in like the last couple of years, and like ever since the 2017 boom hit, Time Twister was just one of those cards that really moved, and people realized how underpriced it was, and it really readjusted in price. And even in this market, this one card has not dropped or adjusted in price nearly as like Force of Wills, you know, Urza's era stuff, the dark cards. Oh my God, they've been hit the hardest. Alliances crushed, you know, Antiquities, Legends, Arabian Nights, all of it. But this was one of the cards that's held up really, really nicely. So very, very nice light played card, almost near mint there. Not really gradable on any of this stuff. The back is definitely off centered there, top to bottom. A little bit of chips and nicks, a little bit of, but God, that's a nice card. Overall, I'm very impressed, Jerry. Very nice 3 pieces of power, everybody, from Unlimited there. Very, very awesome to have there. So let's see what else we got. Let's continue. Force of Will, every time we get a Force of Will in a collection, I always stop. And I always comment how cheap a 1996, 5? What year was this? 1996 Alliance's Force of Will is. Like, it blows my mind that the best counterspell card in the game from literally 26 years ago, you can still go on eBay and buy for like $70. It blows my mind how cheap that is. Helm of Obedience, honestly, I can't believe it's like a $20, $30, $40 card. I always thought that was going to be a $100, $200 card, but I was really wrong. All right, so we got some Antiquities here. Obviously, the Workshop. This is definitely going to be a very highly modified, counterfeited card. So let's take a look. Let's look at some... Any inking? No. Any inking going on? Nope. Very nice. No inking. God, I tell you what. Arabian Nights and Antiquities, they just get inked all the time. Very, very nice card there. We got a little bit of rippled action there. We got some edge. We definitely have a lot of edge wear putting this down in condition. Yikes. But very cool card. Definitely authentic. Definitely a lot of sliding on the old countertops there. This thing has been loved. But very, very cool card, everybody. Same thing. He'll take a quick look at these Winter Factories. This is the only factory that's the very, very sought after one. This sucker is just a legend, man. The Winter Factory. Clean and very nice. Very clean card, everybody. Absolutely beautiful Winter Factory there. So very cool. I think this video is becoming like a Bob Ross painting. So we're going to kind of have a relaxing day, everybody. And don't you tell anybody about that bush in my corner. Don't you tell anybody about that cradle. Don't you tell anybody about my cradle. Yeah, sorry. All right, so let's take a look. Transmute Artifact. You know, I want to stop, though, and I got a comment about the Transmute Artifact and the Power Artifact. People always ask me about Transmute and Power, especially in 2017, 2018. This was a very... How do I say it? That was probably Transmute and Power Artifact were the most targeted, highly speculated, attempted to be bought out cards out of probably the entire Antiquities set. There are people out there with like 300 of each of these, Transmute and Power, because they spec'd and they tried to push the price. But the price would never go up. It just wouldn't stick. And the fact it was an uncommon, there were just too many of them. All right. It needs no introduction. The infamous drop. Very nice card, everybody. A little bit of surface. See some dents on there. I see a little bit of nicks. Very nice card. Very, very nice light play. Drop of Honey, everybody. Drop of Honey, obviously, for those of you guys who are newer to the channel, or you were not around many years ago, the story with Drop of Honey is really, it's really something else, everybody. It is. Drop of Honey was the infamous card that had the buyout from the GP Vegas situation. And I remember all of a sudden everybody going to panic when these were like $50 a card, and they got pushed to 2, 3, 4, 500, and they hit a high of almost $1,000 a card in 2018 before they started to crash. The Drop of Honey is probably the iconic epitome of what happened with the boom and bust of the reserve list crazy swings in 2017, 2018. It's a really wild time. So we got a very well loved library here. Wow, this thing is definitely very well played. Are these cut marks? Are those like scissors or a box cutter cut into the card? Looks like a box cutter or something. Somebody cut into it. Who knows? So yeah, we got definitely a very heavy plate there. But it's the real deal, and there's no inking. So next up, we're heading over here to the good old Zhuzhan. Very, very infamous card here. Definitely very well loved. These things have seen a lot of play. I'll make sure there's no inking on these things. So far, I'm very happy. Inking is the thing that I always look for, and it always just kind of scares the crap out of me. The inking thing always is. It's a concerning thing because you just never know. And a card can look gorgeous like from this distance, but then when you find out it's inked, it's just like, it's brutal. It can take it from near mint to just straight below poor heavy plate damage. It's a terrible thing. All right, so very nice today, everybody. All right, what do we got here? Bazaar of Baghdad. And we have a signed of the old Jeff Mango Man there. Obviously, you guys know I'm not a fan of signed cards, but, you know, I guess this is going to be my first signed Bazaar of Baghdad. But let's check it out here. No inking. So far, I wouldn't expect any inking on any of this collection since we haven't really experienced any of it. And very nice light played condition card. Very nice. Definitely authentic. This is really stunning. A lot nicer than when the gentleman Jeremy had sent me some pictures, and I had looked into this originally. We were discussing it. Definitely, yeah. My original idea of this would be like 5,000. This is way more than 5,000. I'm guessing based on what I see so far, everybody, the condition of this power and everything. We're definitely. I'm thinking we're probably going to be around $9,000. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I got to see what else is going on here. Even with the decline to the lower prices, I mean, God, even with the lower prices, a lot of these things, we're still looking at. We're probably pushing that 10,000. I mean, we're looking at a lot of money here. I mean, easily the biggest chunk of money right here. I mean, even with the lower buy list pricing today, I'd be surprised if we're below $8,000-9,000. I don't think that's going to be. I think we're going to be above that 8,000, probably around. Instinct is pushing towards 9 right now, but still nothing minty or gradable, but just very expensive, very iconic pieces of Magic the Gathering's history, and obviously very, very honored to have these cards and add them to my personal collection. Very, very gorgeous stuff. Unfortunately, I keep hoping for a couple at least minty cards or something, but anything that's just gradable or like really nice. But got a little bend, but very nice chains, and again, no inking, which is kind of the most important thing there. So it's a weird time, everybody. You know, I mean, obviously, based on this gentleman's history with these cards and his how much he cared about them, obviously. He's selling because he wants to get a big chunk of money, not really because he wants to get rid of his Magic cards. Because, as we all know, cards from this era are very, very. This is at least in my opinion. By the way, Abyss was another one of those cards. Everybody, this thing was pushing like $600-700 a card at the peak, and just got plummeted, just got wrecked. I mean, this thing is just. I mean, I saw buy list dropping this thing down to like $150 to $250. Just the price drops have just been, I mean, I would never in a million years imagined that the prices were going to drop this much. But, you know, we came on the backs of a bear market, and then now we had the Corona Crash 2020 recession. So we had this double tap perfect moment for price declines in Magic. It's just really, same thing with Nether Void. Nether Void and the Abyss with the big two heavy hitters of the four Black Horsemen. Remember, with the 4 Black Horsemen are the Chains, the Abyss, Nether Void, and All Hallows Eve were the 4 black cards that were all rare from Legends in 1994. All amazing, iconically powerful cards. I mean, just absolutely legendary cards. And the two of these 4 cards, specifically Abyss and Nether Void, became definitely the hottest cards and the highest pushed. Rasputin, the Dreamweaver, again, really cool, unique card. Went up a lot in the big boom there. I expect cards like that to continue to get really hurt a lot. I think this next batch in the middle, I think so we got a chunk of dual lands here. I won't bore everybody. I'll check every specific dual land, but these look really clean. Let me look at the expensive ones here. Let's pull out these back 4, most expensive of the duels, especially Underground. Are we actually really clean and minty? These look really clean on the surface. That looks stunning. That almost looks pack fresh. A little nick here and there, but those are beautiful conditions. Wow, those are really, really nice condition. At least that the Underground is. Let me just, like I said, I just want to check a couple while I'm filming this video today, everyone. Stunningly beautiful. Beautiful texture. Oh, God. What happened with some of why do they have, like, box cutter knife? We saw that in, what was the other card? Bizarre Baghdad? We saw, like, box cutter knife. That's weird. Very strange, like, deep cut marks. It's not really like a pencil or somebody writing on it. It's almost like a blade or scissors or a box cutter. It's weird. All right, Tundra, very, very nice Tundra there. That is a clean card. Yeah, these dual lands are very, very nice condition. These are very, very nice near mint, at least on these. So in this last batch back here, we don't need to spend as much time. We got some little bit more of the mid-range, older reserve list cards. We got the infamous Bridge, technically not reserve list. Sliver Clean, obviously needs no real introduction. By far the best sliver, pretty much creature, card ever made in the history of Muchik the Ukulele. Do I have I don't have a Stronghold pile, sorry. All right, so we got the infamous, obviously, the Stronghold here from Stronghold. I know people have made combos and some neat things with this card, but I was never a huge fan. I'm going to say it. Beat me up in the comments. Couple tutors. Again, tutors are not rare in Mirage, which is amazing that a card that's not even rare can hold the values that these tutors hold. Always surprises me. Over here, we got 2 more, obviously, the 2 iconic pieces of Mirage. LED, also known as Lion's Eye Diamond, and of course, Dreadnought. Huge fan of both these cards. Honestly, I'm surprised both of them are the prices they are, but is what it is. Next, we're going back to Tempest. Do I have a Tempest pile? Exodus? No, I don't. So Tempest, Scroll Rack, which is funny because for those of you who weren't around in 1997, Curse Scroll was the hot card in 1997. Scroll Rack was not. And then as the years went by, obviously people's perception and viewpoint of Magic and a lot of the older cards changed, and Scroll Rack became very powerful. Earthcraft, same thing. Always had some value, but in the last 5-10 years, the true value really came out. Intuition, another one of these very, very iconic cards from Tempest. And again, it's got the portal picture in the background. Absolutely love it. Wasteland. This is a card I've been telling people for probably the last 5 years on YouTube that, dude, if you can buy an original Tempest Wasteland for $20, $30, why are you just not buying as many as you can? It just blows my mind. This was almost $100 card before it got reprinted in Eternal Masters as a rare. I mean, yeah, reserve list. That was not reserve list, and it got obliterated. Okay, Academy Rector. This is also known as Grandma Urza over here from Urza's Destiny. Very iconic card. Gone up just huge. Again, because it's pretty much fetches enchantments, and there's not many cards in Magic that fetch enchantments. I mean, that speaks for volumes for itself, everybody. Metalworker, again, I always thought Metalworker was one of the best artifact creatures in the game. And it amazes me that the Metalworker should be like the same price as Grim Monolith in my world. I mean, the fact you can have like an artifact deck, tap it with no activation and just be like, hey, look, I'm going to reveal 4 artifacts in my hand. I get 8 mana. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Like, that card always blew my mind. And, by the way, that was a big deal. It actually has a toughness of 2, so it can actually take little pings of 1 damage and be a little 1/1 white weenie blocker. I used to do that as a kid. The old Hollow here, one of my favorite Destiny lands. Underappreciated. It's still not worth much money. I always buy this card. I love this card. Okay, Replenish. Again, it's an enchantment-related card. It's white. There's just not a lot of enchantment-related cards, especially something at this level. That's always going to hold value. Grim Monolith, not really much to talk about. It's iconic. It is what it is. The 2-drop to get 3 mana immediately. It is what it is. You can mana ramp, The infamous Illusion, Polinkron, Pizza Hut, I don't know what you want to call it. Who cares what the casting cost is? It comes to play, you untap 7 lands. So for people out there who don't have 7 lands, they can do a lot of shenanigans when they especially do mana ramping. Really funky. Memory Jar, broken, ridiculous. No Mercy. You know, it's cool, but I was never a huge No Mercy fan. I'm going to just say it. I just wasn't. Sorry. I just wasn't a huge fan of No Mercy. All right, Drake, nothing to say. Iconic piece of history from Urza. And again, it comes into play. Look at the flipping ability. You can swap control of things. It's a 2-drop. Are you serious? I mean, nothing to say there. Sarah's Sanctum, again, all these Urza's cards, again, white card based around the enchantments. Again, how many other cards out there you can just tap? And if you have 4 enchantments, you can just tap for 4 white mana with no... Doesn't even come into play tapped. Doesn't even have a drawback. It doesn't cost you any life. Nothing. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. The Will, broken card. Squandered Resources. Oh my god. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this for a second. For those of you still watching this far in the video, Squandered Resources was a card that every time I see this, about 2 years ago, I remember some people on the internet and the fancy scholar message boards known as Facebooks and Reddits and the Tumblr thingy, McBobbies, whatever those doohickeys are. One of the guys had contacted me saying he had 250 of these and he did a buyout and he wanted to sell them to me. And he was like, dude, I'll sell them to you for like $20 a card or $15 a card. I don't even remember. And I remember thinking to myself, dude, I'll give you like $2 a piece. I don't even care. I don't want that card. I don't even know if it's reserve list. I don't care. I just don't want it. And now every time I see this card, I think about the guy who has a couple hundred of those. I still think about it. These other Visions cards, I mean, I know they have value. Again, they don't do nothing for me. Sorry, they just don't do anything for me. In the end here, we got some Weatherlight. Now, Weatherlight, for those of you who made it to the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and say it. No one's really watching this late in the video anyways. I'm going to go ahead and say it right up front before I end today's video. Weatherlight is probably the most underappreciated, cheapest, vintage, sealed Magic box on the market today. And it's just my opinion. I'm not saying you should go out and just buy it and everybody should do a buyout on the product. There's just certain things in the world of Magic I don't understand. And the price of a Weatherlight box at $500, $600, $700 range, and the box is, 24 years old, just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. When in 2020, people are dropping $300, $400 for 5 fetch lands direct from Wizards. I just don't get it. There's just a lot of things I don't understand. That's about all I have today, folks. I just want to comment on the Weatherlight because I just noticed that those were in the end, and that's just one of my personal favorites. I mean, I wouldn't go out and try to push up the price or do anything. I just like the set. It's just always been a special set for me. I thought the Lotus Veil, and I always had Gemstone Mine, which again is not reserved. It's been reprinted. Null Rod is just an iconic, powerful card. That's all I have today. Obviously, this is a very stunning. I would say market value on eBay on something like this. I'm going to guess probably 12 to maybe 15,000. Even at 15,000 after shipping and fees, I could probably break this apart even in today's market and probably net, I don't know, maybe 11,000 after shipping and fees is my guess, even in a weak market like this. So, me buying a collection like this for, just 1,000 or 2 less than the 11,000 range, even around $9,000, I'm thinking. This is a solid pickup. I mean, I'm not really going to sell any of these. This is just something I think is still worth it. And even in today's market, even with the crashed prices, it's just something that I feel long-term is a good place to park your money in. And that's what I continue to do. And I'm going to stay the course. And I hope everybody else is being safe out there. And friendly reminder, if you are stable and you're going to make it through this whole 2020 crash thing and recession, and you're going to be okay, I highly recommend you need to be adding to your stocks, your bonds, real estate, collectibles, Magic across the board. You need to be accumulating additional shares on Wall Street. You need to be accumulating cash. You need to be investing across the board. I don't care if you buy Magic or you buy an extra house to rent out. You need to be doing something. You need to be diversified. And in a suppressed time like this, for the fortunate segment of the population that is going to be in a essential business or doing okay or whatever industry you're in, you definitely need to stay the course and, expand and definitely work on your positions over the next 6 to 12 months, because that's really where the future direction of wealth and the shifting of money is really going to come into play when a couple years from now we look back on this, and it's going to be a very interesting time, everybody. So thanks for watching, everybody. Be safe out there, and as always, hope you guys enjoyed looking at all these amazing cards over here from the gentleman Jeremy. Jeremy, enjoy all the money, and obviously be safe out there, and be very careful spending it, and look out for scams and crazy things and all these things going on out there in the world with a lot of desperate people. Just be very careful. So everybody be safe and have a great day.